Let's be real. How many times have you put up with disrespect because you didn't know what else to do? A rude comment here, a dismissive glance there, and it starts to eat away at your self-worth. I've been in that exact spot, feeling invisible and questioning myself. But here's the kicker, you don't have to keep tolerating it. The truth is, the longer you allow others to treat you like this, the more you give up your power. So ask yourself, how long are you going to let them dictate your confidence and self-respect? It's time to stop letting others define your value. If you're truly committed to your personal growth, now's the perfect moment to take action. Subscribe to our channel Motivation Basics and like this video if you're committed to improve every day. Don't keep this to yourself and share it with someone who's ready to break through their own barriers today. Let's stop talking and start doing this together. Here are 8 of my most unfiltered and frank suggestions for dealing with disrespectful people. In contrast to what you may expect, these aren't flowery, encouraging words based on stoic knowledge and first-hand experience. They are genuine, no-nonsense methods. I'm not trying to convince you to brush it off or put it in your past. If you want to know how to stand up for yourself and get the respect you deserve, I'm here to help. Stay here if you've ever felt like you have to battle for acceptance every time. You will leave this movie with the self-assurance and tools to confront anybody who would dare to treat you disrespectfully. Are you prepared to step up? All right, let's get going. First point, define your space. Establishing clear limits is the first and foremost step in dealing with disrespectful people. Staying quiet and expecting they'll figure it out are not the points here. The key is to make it clear to them exactly what kinds of actions are acceptable and which ones are not. If you do nothing when others mistreat you, they will continue to treat you disrespectfully because they know they can get away with it. The experience has taught me this. I used to think that if I was always pleasant to people, they would respect me more. So I would let them boss me around. Beware of spoilers. It didn't. I didn't notice a change until I marked my boundaries in the sand. You have to set boundaries, whether it's with a friend who is always making fun of you or an overbearing supervisor. Standing up for oneself is the only way to get respect, not being silent. Stand firm without being violent. Be firm but cool when you state your limits. If someone is constantly talking over you or interrupting you, you might politely ask them to stop and let you continue speaking. While you may have some initial discomfort, rest assured that it will only be momentary. Enforcing your boundaries will win you respect that will endure for a long time. As Eckhart Tolle explains in The Power of Now, the moment you become aware of the present moment, you no longer react to things, but you observe them. In setting boundaries, you move away from reacting emotionally to disrespect. You no longer allow others to manipulate your energy, as you have anchored yourself in the present moment. By being present and clear, you establish who you are and what you will tolerate. This is how you reclaim your power. Number 2, avoid struggles for power. An unfortunate reality is that those who treat you disrespectfully frequently benefit from the imbalance of power they cause. They want to provoke an emotional response, and involve you in a power struggle. Getting defensive, furious, or irritated is an emotional reaction that will only make things worse for them. Participating in their drama only serves to strengthen their hold on you. Rather, maintain your composure and act indifferently. You shouldn't allow their disrespectful behavior control your emotions, but it doesn't mean you should let them get away with it either. By keeping your distance, you deprive them of power. Shows that they will fail in their attempts to provoke or undermine you. You are master of your thoughts, not of the world around you, as the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius put it. Knowing this will give you the strength you need. Make that your guiding principle. Take charge of your response and ignore their behavior. Disengage instead of arguing or fighting the next time someone treats you disrespectfully. Keep your cool and make reasonable arguments. If that doesn't work, step away. In addition to protecting your honor, this renders them helpless. In his book, A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle emphasizes that ego is the source of all conflict. When someone disrespects you, it is their ego trying to provoke a reaction. By avoiding the power struggle, you disarm their ego and do not feed into the conflict. You deny their need for validation through your emotional response. Tolle's teachings on ego align with this point. Don't let their ego become your reality. Instead, choose peace and disengage. Here's the third point. Restrict your contact with them. If you want to deal with disrespectful people, cutting off contact is a good first step. Whether they are co-workers, relatives, or acquaintances, you may find yourself in situations where you must engage with rude people. But you may decide for yourself how much of your focus and effort to give them. My mistake was to believe that I had to put up with rudeness and bigotry from certain people just because I couldn't escape them. What I did find, though, is that their impact is not insurmountable. Restrict your interactions with them to what is absolutely essential if they are an employee. Spending time with someone you don't need to is rude, even if they are a friend or relative. Keep toxic people at arm's length. Being in their company depletes you. Just gently step away from them whenever you can. There's no need to make a huge deal about it. Your energy, attitude, and self-esteem will be less affected by the amount of time you spend with disrespectful people. You owe it to yourself to put your emotional and mental health first. Tolle's concept of presence in the power of now can help in these situations. He teaches that the present moment is the only true reality, and by focusing on the now, you separate yourself from toxic interactions. The more you withdraw from unhealthy dynamics, the more you reclaim your energy. By being present, you do not engage in draining relationships that have no value in your life. Into 4 now. Say nothing in response. Silence is a potent weapon in the fight against disrespect. Not every argument is worthwhile, and you don't have to respond to every nasty remark. Actually, sometimes it's better to answer silently than to say anything at all. Disrespectful individuals anticipate a response. They intend to start a fight with you or to make you lose your temper. By remaining mute, you deprive them of that satisfaction and force them to seek control. Silence is a powerful weapon. This demonstrates that you will not become a petty argumentant or put yourself down to their level. The din won't reach you. I've realized that leaving an insult hanging in the air is sometimes the most effective approach to deal with disrespect. Leave it to your silence. There's no need to defend or explain yourself. Instead of reacting impulsively the next time someone treats you disrespectfully, try pausing, taking a deep breath, and allowing the gap to be filled with silence. The other person will have to dwell with the consequences of their statements, and you will have to dwell with the consequences of their statements, and you will have time to gather your thoughts. If you want to know what can terrify people more than any counterargument you could propose, just remain quiet. Eckhart Tolle speaks to this in A New Earth, where he describes the power of presence. When you are present, you don't react. You are in a state of awareness, which gives you a sense of peace and detachment from the drama around you. By choosing silence, you enter a state of awareness where you are no longer controlled by their words. You stand in peace, and in doing so, you defeat their disrespect without uttering a single word. Number 5. Establish firm limits. Establishing firm limits is essential if someone consistently treats you disrespectfully. When people treat you disrespectfully, it's usually because they either don't understand your boundaries or, even worse, they think you won't defend yourself. Being respectful of oneself enough to express what is and isn't acceptable is more important than being aggressive when setting limits. I used to have a hard time with this because I was afraid I would be seen as harsh or disrespectful if I set boundaries. Contrary to popular belief, setting clear limits teaches people how to treat you with dignity and respect. People will take advantage of your lack of confidence when you fail to establish them. "I don't appreciate being spoken to that way," or "please don't interrupt me when I'm talking," are simple, yet powerful ways to express your stance. Although it may be difficult to do so at first, you will find that others are less likely to treat you disrespectfully after you have established clear limits. Either people will learn to respect your boundaries, or they will run away from being responsible for their actions. This idea resonates with the teachings of Eckhart Tolle, particularly in his book, The Power of Now. He emphasizes that being aware of your inner state and focusing on the present moment can help you set healthy boundaries. Tolle suggests that our minds often lead us to either resist the present moment or identify with it. But true freedom arises when we step back and realize that we are not our thoughts or emotions. By setting boundaries, you are not only asserting your needs, but also protecting your peace by staying present and conscious. Tolle writes, "The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation but your thoughts about it." Setting boundaries allows you to detach from any unhelpful thoughts about the situation and take control of your emotional state, rather than allowing others to dictate how you feel. Tip number 6. Keep your personality cool. Neglect from others can make you feel that your value is being reflected in their lack of respect for you. Unfortunately, their rudeness reflects more on them than you are. The person's fears, anger, or resentment show through in their disrespectful behavior. It will be a tremendous relief when you realize that you are not responsible for their actions. Every word or deed is scrutinized, and I used to do the same thing, convinced that I must have deserved it because of something I did wrong. But when I stopped taking their behavior personally, I saw that they were the ones at fault, not me. Nothing I did was to blame for their outburst. It was a result of their own problems. This new way of looking at things can be really liberating. Maintaining emotional distance will help you deal with the situation more rationally and effectively. Keep in mind that their actions reveal more about their character than your worth. The extent to which their contempt impacts you is entirely up to you. Eckhart Tolle's teachings on mindfulness and emotional detachment are especially powerful here. In A New Earth, he writes, "When you become comfortable with uncertainty, infinite possibilities open up to you. By staying calm and detached, you don't let others' emotions dictate your sense of self. Instead, you remain grounded in the present, where your peace cannot be disturbed by external forces. This allows you to avoid the temptation to internalize their disrespect or take it personally. By embodying the idea of being the witness of your thoughts, as Tolle suggests, you can rise above the situation, seeing it clearly without becoming emotionally entangled. This way, you stay anchored in your own sense of self-worth, regardless of the behavior of others. Tip 7. Get up and go when you need to regain control of your emotions and reactions. When someone doesn't value you, sometimes the best course of action is to just go. Neglecting to address disrespect might lead to a gradual decline in self-esteem. Continually questioning your worth in a toxic atmosphere can have long-lasting detrimental impacts on your mental health, vitality, and confidence. Giving up isn't an indication of being a loser. Contrary to popular belief, it is an eloquent expression of value for oneself. In order to safeguard your inner peace, you must declare, "I refuse to be treated this way," and then take action. In the past, I equated walking away from a problem with surrendering or allowing the other person to win. However, I've learned that the most important thing is not winning or losing, but rather making your own choice. Staying and enduring rudeness is not necessary to illustrate a point or to demonstrate that you are strong enough to handle it. When someone is determined to treat you poorly or belittle you, no amount of reasoning or explanation will make a difference. There was no sense of loss when I began to remove myself from these circumstances. The sensation of liberation and relief was overwhelming. Keeping the peace is a triumph in and of itself, you know. Walking away can mean different things to different people. It can be as easy as getting out of a toxic conversation or as difficult as severing connections with someone who constantly treats you disrespectfully. Leaving a toxic work environment or severing ties with long-term friends are also examples of what this term might refer to. These choices aren't always pleasant, but they're usually essential to your health in the long run. By simply walking away, you demonstrate to everyone around you that your dignity is paramount and gain agency over who deserves your attention and resources. Eckhart Tolle's work in The Power of Now illustrates that true liberation comes when we release attachment to external situations and people. When we recognize that nothing outside of us can truly define us, we can make empowered choices about where we invest our time and energy. Tolle writes, "When you become aware of silence, you become aware of the space in which everything happens. Walking away from a toxic situation is like stepping into that space of silence, where you can regain your sense of self without the noise of disrespect." Final tip, number 8. Find people who will encourage you. Having to deal with rude people may be exhausting, particularly if you feel like you're the only one. Isolation and emotional exhaustion are common outcomes of carrying the burden of continually defending your worth. If you want to keep your mental and emotional health in check, it's crucial to surround yourself with positive individuals. Not only can a solid support system protect you from any harm that may come your way, but it also shows the world how much people care about you. Having a supportive network of loved ones who are concerned about me was crucial to my recovery. They were always there for me, no matter how rude someone was, to listen, console me, and tell me that I was worthy of better treatment. When I was too weak emotionally to defend myself, these folks were there to support me. I was able to walk away from rude situations without feeling terrible, since I knew there were people rooting for me. Their example taught me that the way I treated myself was more important than how other people treated me. In addition, if you surround yourself with positive influences, you can boost your confidence and be better able to deal with disrespect in the future. The belief that you are deserving of respect, kindness, and decency is reinforced by these individuals, which gives you the strength to resist those who seek to bring you down. Having a safe place to express yourself, work through your feelings, and recover from hurtful situations is especially important after experiencing disrespect. You are not defined by the disrespect of others, and their positive influence can help you move on from the hurt to the lessons learned. It is worth it to put distance between yourself and toxic connections if doing so would help you build a support system. So the old adage goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Recognizing and rejecting disrespect becomes a lot easier when you surround yourself with positive individuals instead of negative ones. As Tolle discusses in A New Earth, the more you are focused on the past and the future, the more you are preventing the natural flow of life. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage and uplift you brings you back into the present, where you can experience true connection and emotional support. These relationships help foster your emotional health and spiritual growth, empowering you to be your authentic self. Stop wasting time and make every moment count in your life. Subscribe to Motivation Basics for daily motivational videos on personal growth. Show your commitment by liking the video and commenting the word GROW. Be sure to share it with someone who needs to slow down in life. We're in this together.